Today, it's been a little bit since I went live. It was actually my birthday was the last time that I went live. So, what I wanted to do for today's live stream is, hold on just a moment. Is, in case you guys didn't see the thumbnail, it does have to do with bananas. And if you've been following my channel, one of the things that I also do on this is I do cooking videos. Most of the time it is stuff that where I'm from, where in Guam, a tiny, tiny little island in the South Pacific. But today I am making a dessert, and in Chamorro, which not only is it the name of our people in Guam, but it is also the name of our language. But it's called Banilisaga, which just means banana donuts. So again, good morning if you're just popping in. Thank you for joining. But I am making banana donuts, but with a slight twist. For those of you guys that may be familiar with this dessert, you know, if you're from Guam yourself, you're like, what kind of twist? You might already be familiar with it. But some were like, oh, I didn't even think to try that. That's okay. But while I'm getting the batter for the banana donuts ready, I just went ahead and getting the pot ready. Good morning, Mary. Me too. You just can't have too much of it though. But I'm actually going to be doing 2 live streams today. There's this one with me cooking, and the reason why I'm making the banana donuts is because there is an event in that we're going to be going to, and it's a celebration because in Guam, every village, you know, or town has its own celebration during the month. And for this month, it was a village in the south where I did spend a couple of years of my youth living there. But it's called Maleso or Mariso. And the fiesta, they're celebrating it here in Texas as well. So we are definitely going to go check that out, but we didn't want to go empty-handed, so I'm making banana donuts. Good morning. Hi. Thank you guys for popping in. All right. So again, if you're just now joining, I'm getting ready to make some banana donuts. For the most part, it is going to be the regular way that I've done banana donuts. Again, if you are not new to my channel, I do already have a cooking video making this. But part of it, there's going to be a slight twist to it. So now, because the batter doesn't take long at all to make, I am already prepping the oil. And depending on the size pot that you have, this one is big, but you don't want to have it too big. It's deep enough to where I can be frying a lot at one time. So, yeah. All right. Now, it's okay, and it's happened many times, that your bananas are not ripe. That's okay. They say it's healthier anyways if they're not too ripe, but the riper they are, the sweeter they are. And so if your bananas aren't as ripe, that means you can just add a little bit more sugar. But if you're dealing with nothing but ripe bananas, that means you can also reduce the amount of sugar that you're using. Did you know, and I've never tried it, that because growing up, that's the only way I've ever learned to peel my bananas, you know, is from the stem. But did you know there's actually another way that I saw quite a while ago? I don't know exactly when I saw it, but they're saying that you're supposed to open it from the end. So you're supposed to open it from that way. So that was the first time I actually just tried that. It's interesting. It's a little on the weird side because, like I said, um, majority of my life, and I'm sure it is for a lot of people, when you open up a banana, you're doing it from the stem. And that's another way you can tell that you've been, other than just looking at it, that your bananas aren't ripe, is that it's a little bit harder to peel. And so, yeah. But we're just now peeling and prepping the bananas. Get my towel ready. And let's angle this a little bit more to where you guys can actually see what I'm doing. Less about me and more about what I'm doing. All right. So prepping bananas. I already have my oil going. I cannot get that out. We were talking about it the other day, and it just came across. We're like, where is that from? And we figured it out before we did the live, before I started the live stream, which is, well, the hubby knew already where it was kind of coming from. Sesame Street. How? Oh. Yes, it was the Muppet Show. So they open it. Is that where it came from? That they open up the bananas from this end compared to the stem? I'll stick to opening it up the way I'm used to then. All right. Leaving 2 for myself. All right, so ingredients, very basic. Growing up in Guam, really it just comes down to flour. I mean, the bananas, flour, and a little bit of sugar. But my mom, while we were growing up, to make it just a little bit healthier, she adds milk and egg. So let's grab the egg and the milk. But what we're doing today is we're making banana donuts. Or in Guam, it's bananas agate. And that also, growing up, I learned how to do it where you're just taking your hand and you're just smashing it. But so that way I have my hands free to do other things. Let's just go ahead and mash it away just using a regular potato masher. I mean, for me, the benefit about using your hand is that you can actually smash this a lot quicker. Well, I don't say a lot quicker, but just quicker. But I'm not worried about time. But good morning, half a day. Thank you guys for popping in. And if you haven't already done so, don't forget to smash that like button. Bananas agate or banana donuts. And here, after I get the donuts frying, I'm going to do a little bit of a twist to the recipe. I'm right-handed. That's why I was going a little bit slower. with my left hand. Banana, dun, 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 and I still can't get it out of my head. All right, so we're gonna basically doing the wet ingredients first before you add the dry. So I just mashed the bananas. We're getting ready to add the egg. And you don't have to whisk the egg before adding it because you're gonna be doing a bit of mixing anyways. And then just a little bit of milk. So I did about 6 bananas in there. And when I say little, I mean little. You don't want to add too much because by adding milk and egg, if you add too much, it'll come out too much like banana bread. And we don't want that. We definitely don't want to lose the yumminess of the banana. It's supposed to be really, 75% banana in the mix. And then adding the other things, it's just to pull it all together. Like I said, we're just adding the wet ingredients first. Sure. Grab some bananas and join me. If you guys have bananas, it's not too late to join in on the fun, so you guys can try this for yourself. Like I said, I'm going to be going live twice today. There's this one, and then when we go to the fiesta, because there's going to be performances there, I am going to do a live stream there as well. And I'm only using a sifter to help break up the flour as I add it. And I usually start at least 1 cup at a time. See those clumps, and then you can just break that up. And then we're going to add a little bit of baking powder. We want the bananas to fluff up a little bit as it's being cooked. What are you watching? It's a movie? Oh. Oh. Hubby's in the living room watching a movie. But I do a little bit at a time in reference to the flour, the dry ingredients. Oh, forgot. An important feature for me. Some say, oh, it's too sweet. Some say, oh, you didn't add enough. The sugar I usually eyeball, but like I said, I did about 6 of the large bananas and only 2 of them, maybe 3 of them were ripe. For me, when I make my batter, I don't want it too thick because it'll come out too much like bread-like. But I also don't want it too runny. I try to get it just right. Because if you add too much flour when you're frying it, it becomes too much bread-like. If you don't add enough, then it'll come out on the flat side. So I'm just adding about just under a half a cup more of the flour. And if it does become too thick, don't worry. You can, especially if you have any bananas left over, just get another banana, mash it, and add it to it. Or you can even add milk to help, what do you call that? Let it be to thin it out. There you go. That's what I was trying to say. All right, let's get that sugar. I don't think I added enough sugar the first time. That was probably about a quarter cup, really. What? No, you can wait until I can fry the first one, and then you can try it. And that's the other thing there. Just to make sure you added enough sugar, just fry one and then try it. And if you can, I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but there's still chunks of banana there. And that would be the other reason why not to use your hand, because using your hand as you're mashing the bananas, you really mash them, and you don't want the banana mix itself, the bananas, to become too liquidy. Good morning, Macy's. Huh? But the other way eyeballing this is the way it falls off the spoon is it should fall off and not pour off, which right now it's kind of in between. So I kind of want to add I kind of want to add just a little bit more flour. How's it going, Macy's? So stop. You're so mean. Banana. It's banana now. But when you're making banana donuts, it's good to have chunks. And in the past, especially if I have enough bananas to do it, I do leave one behind in case I make it too thick. But then sometimes I'll leave one behind. I'll open it up and I'll smash it. And then I'll add to it, so then I have even bigger chunks of banana in there. Because there's nothing like biting into the donut and biting into a yummy piece of banana. It's laundry day. That's no fun. All right, let's see. That's better. So I don't know if you guys can see that. So you definitely want it to be thicker than like a pancake batter. You want it to be thicker. You don't want it to be pouring off the spoon. See, this is good. I could make it just a tad bit thicker, but I'm not. So now I'm just going to grab my handy dandy my cookie scooper. Banana. Stop putting that in my head. Oh, this is cuter, so I'm going to use this one instead. All right. Let's see if it's ready. So the other, if you don't have a tool like this, the other way you can do it is whatever I was using to help mix it. You can take a wooden spoon or a stick, stick it in the oil. If it starts to bubble, that means it's ready. Or like I said, because this has a little bit of batter on it, I'll stick that in there and see if that starts to bubble. It's bubbling a little bit. So I'm just going to wait just a couple more minutes. Because the moment I start adding a lot of this in there, it's also going to drop the temperature. You don't want it, stop! You don't want it too high because it's going to cook the bananas too quick. And the outside will be nice and crispy and dark, while the inside will still be a little bit gooey. You don't want to have it too low, because then it's going to overcook the banana donuts, and then it's going to absorb more oil. But that's the other thing about adding a little bit of milk and egg, is that with this recipe, I've noticed that it does not absorb as much oil. All right, let's drop one in there. So traditionally, we're using our hand. We'll scoop it up. And in my first banana donut cooking video, I do actually show using my hand, but you'll scoop it up and you're gonna try and coax the dough towards where the thumb and the pointer finger meet, and you're gonna squeeze it out. You're gonna squeeze that out, and your thumb acts as a cutter, and then it just drops it in there. Most of the time they come out almost looking teardrop-like. Then I moved on to using a spoon, and then I moved on to using the small cookie cutter, because you can drop it in there so much quicker. And you can control the size. You and that banana. Stop it. All right, let's get closer. So right now I do have it set to medium. It is, definitely is. All right, that looks like it's at a good temperature, so. You could use the larger scooper, but the bigger you make your donuts, that means you have to make sure that it's cooking long enough to cook the inside. So to me, this is a perfect size. And especially if you're trying to cook a lot for a party or a fiesta, It's a perfect snack size, and it just increases the chance for everybody to have a chance to get some. I try to make sure I get as much into the pan as possible, where they are basically standing so close to each other, because it never fails. There's going to be a donut or two that doesn't want to cooperate. I'm going to turn this up just a tad. Now it's just slightly above medium because they're not cooking fast enough. But it doesn't fail that one or two will be stubborn and doesn't want to turn. While that's cooking, you do want to have something that once you can scoop this out and to sit in to help the oil be drained from the donut. So getting napkins, paper towel to help absorb that oil every time they're done. And when you're making a lot, sometimes having a couple of these will help. Because otherwise, if you leave everything in the container, the strainer, that means all the donuts that were at the bottom, they're going to be absorbing that oil every time you throw in a new batch. So sometimes I'll have two of these, or sometimes after 2 layers, I'll move those over. Fresh napkin. What?
We don't have any.
What? A container to bring? Yeah, I think we do. It might be in there. Yeah. I probably could have added at least 2 more in there. Because look at that space. There's one that I could have put right there. Another one right there. But that's okay. Sometimes they'll turn on their own. And then sometimes you do have to coax them to flip them. And you'll actually start to see as they're cooking. See, that's why I had to turn the oil up, the temperature. Because once you start putting stuff in the oil, it reduces the heat or the temperature. So I just turned it up even more. Me too. No. I told you maybe we have something in here.
I looked over there just now.
Oh, what about down here?
Yeah, about that.
Nothing down here?
You know I hate washing those things, so I throw them all away.
We got this one. I mean, it's going to be big, but that's okay.
Okay.
We got this one.
You know that's your catchphrase when you're doing cooking videos.
What?
That's okay.
That's my newest catchphrase.
When you're doing cooking videos, you always say that's okay.
That's okay. But yes, the tails are good to have because when you're eating the banana donuts, those are the ones you go for first. You bite the tails off on them because those are the crispiest parts of the donut. Stop it. All right, so he wants some music. Let's do this. Like, oh no, she's gonna put music on. All right. This one I made specifically for when I make cooking videos. All right. Want to hear it? Here it goes.
Grab an apron and crack an egg. Are we gonna make pudding? Warm up the oven and melt that butter. But let's get to cooking. Can we get prepared to cook big meals, small meals, and just what will it be? Will we bake it or fry it? Will they want something sweet or something savory? Grab your apron, grab your apron, let's get to cooking. Grab an apron and crack an egg. Are we gonna make pudding? Warm up the oven and melt that butter. But let's get to cooking. Can we get prepared to cook big meals, small meals? Just what will it be? Will we bake it or fry it? Will they want something sweet or something savory? Grab your apron, let's get to cooking.
Grab your apron. Let's get to cooking. Let's get to cooking. Grab your apron.
Grab an apron and crack an egg. Are we gonna make pudding? Warm up the oven and melt that butter. But let's get to cooking.
What you cooking, nieces? Stay there. Well, heating up some pre-made enchiladas. Yummy. I like me some enchiladas. There's nothing wrong with pre-made, store-bought. So when you're cooking it, you want to make sure it gets that golden brown color to it. So these guys were nice. They let me turn them over and they stayed that way. So let's hope the rest of the batter will do the same thing. But hello, half a day for those of you guys that are just now joining, making some delicious banana donuts. This first batch probably has about another minute or two before I take them out. And then we're going to pop one open because between the batches, when I take them out, I wait 30 seconds at least before I add more batter into it. So that way the oil has a chance to get up in temperature. There they are. Some of them it looks like the ring is. So we're going to take this one out first. Sometimes I cannot wait for it to cool down, and I'll just pop it in the freezer for like 30 seconds to a minute. So then that way I can actually try it. So I'm going to go do that trick right now. In the freezer, nice and hot. And like I said, this golden color is good. Sometimes they're not going to be even on both sides in reference to the color, but that's okay as long as they're cooked. Drain as much of that oil as you can. First batch is done. Look at that golden color. Let me get that one out of the freezer. Still hot, but at least I can touch it. All right, so we're going to do this together. We're going to crack this open. And look at that. Oof. Delicious. Mmm. Just right amount of sugar. But it's still hot. You go, Dad. I told you it's still hot. So that batch, it did absorb more oil than I wanted it to. But growing up in Guam, we would, as our parents and our aunts and our uncles, they're cooking, we'd walk by as soon as they put them into whatever they're using to drain the oil, we'll grab them. But we would have to have napkins because we'd have to pat them to help absorb excess oil. Just enough sugar, right? It's not too sweet. That one really has a long tail over there. Huh? Oh, hey Terry. Good morning. Sorry, I didn't see you there. We are making banana donuts. There's a fiesta that we're going to be going to later today, which I'll be doing my second live stream from. And it's kind of, we try not to show up empty-handed. I've got family that's going to be attending. They're bringing food also. There's going to be the main table for everybody who attends. And then my group or my family that's going, we're bringing food just for the tent as well. But at this fiesta that we're going to later today, there's going to be performances. There's going to be booths there with vendors. So we get to check out what's being sold, which there may even be different types of food. But there's the first batch. But as it said in the thumbnail, I am making it traditionally initially, but with some of this batter, I'm going to take a little bit of it and I'm going to do a little bit of a twist. I'm going to add something extra to it to change it up. But I wanted majority of the batter to be the regular banana donuts. Banana donuts. That just might be too big though, babe.
Talking about.
This, because with the amount of bananas that I have, that's too big. This is going to be too big.
Not too big.
That's going to be too big.
Well, I'm sorry. I don't want to say. I can't find any of them.
I know.
Maybe there's some somewhere. I ain't looked at it yet. I was contemplating, does anybody know a person nowadays with the name Willis?
Willis.
Willis. What's come up with it?
Willis.
Whatever happened to that name? Disappeared.
Yeah, that's a good question.
But,
See, so sometimes they'll turn on their own. Thank you, Terry. Same for you. And then sometimes we have to make them turn. But that would be the other reason why I fill as much as I can in the pot. You can get done faster. For one. I'm trying to debate if I should go ahead and do it now. Not that there's going to be a large group of us, because this is just for the family that I'm making. So all right, I'm going to do it now. Okay, so while this is still finishing it up, because this has at least 4 minutes to go, I'm going to go ahead and do the twist that I was talking about. Well, we might just have to get one on the way then. So we're gonna make it. Let me just turn this around while that's frying. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the rest of the batter into chocolate. Hi, my name is Melissa. I'm a chocoholic. So we're gonna turn the rest of this batter into a chocolate banana batter. All right. Just to help break up the clumps. Banana. Stop it. Help break up all these clumps so it'll mix better. And then the clumps that are in here, just smash them. So I just added Hershey's Cocoa. Mix that up. Flip. There we go. Turn. Turn. Okay, there we go. All right. Let's get back to the mixing. Like I said, I do have 2 extra bananas, so if I have to, I'll add another banana to this mix. You want to make sure that cocoa is nice and incorporated. And then, because as we know, this is not sweet, so I'm just going to add a little bit of a drizzle. Now, I have made banana donuts with a twist before because I've added mashed strawberries to it. You know, and who doesn't like bananas and strawberries? I sure do like eating the banana strawberry yogurt. I just have to remember when I add the mashed strawberries that I have to add more flour when I was doing it. Because the first time I tried it, the banana donuts came out a little on the flat side once I added the strawberries, because as for those that eat strawberries know that they are watery. So it made the batter a little bit on the liquidy side. Okay, it's still on the thick side, so that's good. Should we make that chocolatier? Let's smell this and see how much chocolate I smell. Oh, I definitely smell the chocolate. So, what do you think, babe? Come here and smell this. Look. Huh? You think it's good? Okay. All right, let's get this next batch out, and then we'll start frying the chocolate banana donuts. Now, why some of you guys might be thinking, especially if you're familiar with banana donuts, why would you add it to the batter itself and not just drizzle chocolate syrup on it? Which I've done it. We've done that. There's nothing wrong with that, but I wanted to take it a step further. One downside about putting too much in the pot at one time is that they will stick together, but that's okay. There's my catchphrase. Because you can just pull them apart. All right, give that a moment to get the temperature up. Let's move the camera over. And that's the other reason why I didn't get rid of the spoon. It's because it'll, if I do have to add anything else to it, I still have my spoon. So this is the first time I'm doing this. So I don't even, as soon as it hits the oil, it's changing color. So I don't know what these guys are going to look like when they come out of the oil. I can't exactly say, cook it into a golden brown. Because it's brown already. So that's interesting. Now I know what happens when I add the chocolate. No, it's not that. It's just the way they look. I've never fried. So you guys are witnessing this just for the first time, just as I am. Because I've never added the cocoa powder to the banana donut mix. You know, and again, I have drizzled this on donuts before. Oh, don't. Ooh, they look good on the other side for sure. I think a lot of the powder had settled at the top. when I put them in the pot. But look at the way they look once I flip them. Cannot wait to try this. Look at that. They already, you know, looking at the camera, it already looks like they're golden brown. I can smell that chocolate. I smell that chocolate. I got my next strainer for the chocolate banana donuts. So I noticed that once I flip them, the way they look up at the top now, or the surface, compared to, see, at least now I know which ones I flipped. Man, they look good. Never fried chocolate donuts, so we will see. I'm going to do my freezer trick once I take this batch out. Sad thing is that the batter that's left is maybe enough to do 5, maybe. There's enough in there to do 5. So for the family that's going to be there, my family that's going to be there at the fiesta, there's going to be at least enough for everyone to try one. One chocolate banana donut.
Probably not.
Why? We're going to eat them all before we get... All right, one more flip. And then we'll go ahead and take them out. My name is something Montoya. You killed my father. Hubby is now watching The Princess Bride. Or, I'm sorry, it's just a clip from the movie. chocolate banana donuts. All right, gonna take one and stick it in the freezer. Hot, 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 hot. Freezer. Oh, they really smell good. Have you guys ever fried something with cocoa powder in it? Hello.
My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
Okay, so I had enough to make 4 more. All right, so we got the last 4 cooking in the pot. Let's go try grab the one from the freezer. All right, that's that. Here it is. All right, let's break this open. I just want to bite that off. Oh my gosh, look at how chocolatey that looks on the inside. Mmm. Mmm.
Oh, delicioso.
What do you think? Is it something that I'll be making more often? I think so. Huh?
Old-fashioned. Old-fashioned.
Are you saying you don't like it?
I didn't like it. It's old-fashioned.
Old fashioned is the best way. I mean, it does mess with the batter a little bit because now if you look at them side by side, you got the chocolate one up at the top and then the regular at the bottom. I guess because I'm adding a little bit more liquid to it too when I do the chocolate syrup. Um, it does flatten it a little bit. So I don't know if I would have to add a little bit more baking powder to it too. But it still tastes good. It's just flattening out a little bit more than I want it to. Compared to what you see with the regular banana donut. It still has, it's more rounded. All right. So that is my banana donuts. Orange tomorrow, that's vanilla saga. With a slight twist, which is adding chocolate to it. Like I said, I'm a chocoholic. I love chocolate and a lot of stuff. Um, let's see, there's coffee, of course, there's cereal, pancakes, my banana donuts, even donuts itself. But again, when I try this again, I probably might add um, uh, some baking powder to it just so that it can try to remain a little bit more on the fluffy side because it did flatten. Uh, and we want to try and keep the donut a little bit more rounded, more fluffy. So, but, but that's okay. As long as they taste good, right? As long as it tastes good. But I do hope that you guys will be joining me again later today when we go to the fiesta because there's going to be performances. So I'll be walking around and showing what's going on, showing the food that's going to be there. So you guys will get to see more about my island, my culture, and just how we like to party. But thank you guys so much for watching. I do hope you'll keep coming back, especially if you are new to my channel. But until then, you guys enjoy your day. Make sure you come back to my channel because I will be doing a live stream later today. So until then, stay safe. Enjoy your Sunday. Adios for now. Thank you for watching. Bye. And I hope that you get to try this recipe too because it really is good. I do. Banana donuts is one of my favorite desserts to make. So bye. Adios for now. I'll see you guys later today. Bye, nieceys.